evening, everyone. So, my topic of discussion for the next session, topic of discussion is serotonin and pharmacotherapy of migraine. First of all, I will discuss with serotonin. Now, serotonin is the amine autocoid, which is the vasoconstrictor, and it is obtained from plants and animals. And it is obtained from plants and animals. It is found in the animal and plant tissues. Now, first of all, biosynthesis of serotonin. Serotonin is obtained from the tryptophan, and in the body, tryptophan gets converted to 5-hydroxytryptophan by the action of tryptophan hydroxylase, and by the decarboxylation, 5-hydroxytryptophan forms the serotonin, that is 5-hydroxytryptamine, and this is the formation of the serotonin. 5-hydroxytryptamine is formed, and mostly these serotonin is found in the uh, enterochromaffin and enterochromaffin like cells. Mostly these are present in the GIT, 90% of them, and other 10% is present in in platelets and in brain. And platelets, they have the high affinity for the serotonin, and as they go to intestinal circulation, the local concentration is high. Next is degradation, how the tryptophan is the 5-hydroxytryptamine is degenerated. It is by the monoamine oxidase or the aldehyde dehydrogenase. It will undergo oxidation and oxidative deamination, and it will form 5-hydroxyindole acetic acid. And this 5-hydroxyindole acetic acid is secreted in the urine, and this shows the presence of serotonin in the body. If it is exceeded in the urine, its presence is shown in the body. This is the indicator of serotonin production in the body. Now, where these are located is 90% is present in the enterochromaffin-like cells of the GAT, and rest they're present in platelets and in the brain. And in the platelets, they are responsible for platelet aggregation. In the enterochromaffin-like cells, say when the serotonin is released, it will stimulate the visceral effects, which will stimulate the nucleus rectus solitarius, and which will stimulate the chemoreceptor trigger zone located in the area postrema in the fourth ventricle of the brain, of the hypothalamus, and which will stimulate the vomiting center, then vomiting will be reduced. And in the brain, it is responsible for temperature regulation, for nociception, that is pain, for sleep, um, sleep regulation, for the aggression. It also produces anxiety and pain and mood changes, depression, anxiety, psychosis. It is affected by this neurotransmitter, this autocoid, that is serotonin. And pineal gland, they also secrete in the pineal gland, it is the precursor of melatonin, which is responsible for various circadian rhythms in our body, biological rhythms in our body. And carcinoid tumor also synthesize the large amount of serotonin. Pharmacological actions are there. They cause the vasoconstriction of large arteries and vasodilatation of the smaller blood vessels, vasoconstriction of arteries and veins like renal and splanchnic, and dilatation of skeletal blood vessels. It has positive tonotropic and inotropic effect. On GIT, it increases the peristalsis, and thus it increases the tone. On the CNS, it is the potent neurotransmitter. It is potent stimulator of pain, and it is also associated with chemoreflexes, basal gyrus reflex, so bradycardia and hypertension is there. In the airways, this is responsible for bronchoconstriction in the carcinoid tumor. Now, these are various serotonin receptors in the brain, in the various organs of our body. Serotonin receptors are divided into 7 types of receptors: 5-HT1, 5-HT2, 5-HT3, 5-HT4, 5-HT5, 5-HT6, 5-HT7. 5-HT1 is further divided into 5-HT1A and 1B and 1D. 5:2 is further divided into 5:2A, 2C, and 2B also. 5:3, 5:4 is there, 5:5 is there, 5:6 and 7 is there. The 5:1 is present in the Raphe nucleus of the brain in the hippocampus, and this is the GI. This receptor is the GI type of the G protein coupled receptor. It will decrease the level of cyclic AMP and it will cause potassium ion secretion, and it is anxiolytic. It is anti-anxiety. The agonist of 5-HT receptor is buspirone, which is used as the anxiolytic anti-anxiety drug. And 5-HT1B and 1D receptor is present in substantia nigra, globus pallidus, and basal ganglia. And this is also the GI type of the G protein coupled receptor. It inhibits the cyclic AMP and constrict the cranial blood vessels and inhibits the release of inflammatory peptides like CGRP, that is calcitonin gene related peptide, which is responsible for neurogenic inflammation of the trigeminal nerves and in the brain. And there will be migraine attack, there will be vasodilatation, inflammation, and that is inhibited by this receptor. And the drugs used are sumatriptan, naratriptan, alotriptan, rizatriptan, provatriptan. These all are the drugs which are used for the treatment of migraine. And this it is decreases cyclic AMP, so it constricts the cranial blood vessels and inhibits the release of the inflammatory peptides. 1DA is present in brain. It also decreases the cyclic AMP, and the agonist is sumatriptan. 2A is the 5-HT2A is present in platelets, in smooth muscles, in blood vessels, in cerebral cortex. And it is G2 type of the G protein coupled receptor. It will stimulate RP3-DAG pathway, so it will lead to smooth muscle contraction, visceral and smooth muscle constriction, vascular blood vessels leading to vasoconstriction. And it also, in some small arteries, it leads to vasodilatation due to the release of epidermal derived growth factor, this relaxing factor. It also causes platelet aggregation and neuronal activation. And ketanserin is the drug which is used as the antihypertensive, or it is used in the Raynaud's phenomena for as it produces vasoconstriction, and it causes vasodilatation of the blood vessels of the arterioles. So it is used as the treatment of hypertension. 5-HT3 is present in area postrema, sensory and enteric nerve, and it is responsible for vomiting. It increases cyclic AMP level, that is this GS type of the G protein coupled receptor, responsible for emesis, gut peristalsis, bradycardia, apnea, itching, pain. And this is the ordinance cetron is the drug which is the antagonist drug, and it is responsible for treatment of chemotherapy-induced vomiting, nausea, and vomiting, radiotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting, post-operative nausea and vomiting, drug, disease-induced nausea and vomiting. All these vomitings are because it produces emesis, so its antagonist will be used in the treatment of the vomiting. 5-HT6 and 7, these are also GS type of G protein coupled receptors, and its antagonist is the clozapine, which is the antipsychotic drug. 5-HT4 is present in CNS and ventric neurons and in the smooth muscles, and it is responsible for GS type of protein coupled receptors. It will increase the peristalsis, gastric emptying time. It will increase the lower esophageal tone, sphincter tone, and thus it will be used as the prokinetic drugs. This agonists are used as the prokinetic drugs like metopride, metoclopramide, danzapride, cisapride, fosapride. No, therapeutic use of serotonin is nothing, but its drugs are affecting serotonin system are 5-HT agonist and antagonist. That is serotonin agonist and serotonin antagonist. First of all, serotonin agonist I've already discussed with you. Buspirone, which is the anti-anxiety drug, which stimulates the 5-HT1B, 1D receptor, and thus it is sorry, it does not stimulate 1B, 1D, it stimulates 5-HT1A receptor. So it is the inhibit the release of the serotonin in the dorsal raphe discharge, and thus there will be anxiolytic action, anti-anxiety action will be there. It has also big D2 blocking action, and it has extensive first-pass metabolism by hydroxylation and dealkylation. Half-life is 2 to 4 hours, and enzyme inducers like phenytoin, phenobarbital, rifampicin, they will decrease the levels of buspirone, and it does not produce any sedation or psychomotor impairment. So useful in anxious elderly patients. Anti-anxiety, buspirone is drug used as the anti-anxiety drug in the elderly. Drawback is it is having a weak and delayed anxiolytic action. These are the various adverse effects, like it can cause GI disturbances, nervousness, drowsiness, confusion, tachycardia, pupillary constriction. Drug interaction is its metabolism of the MAO inhibition, means its metabolism can be of serotonin metabolism can be prevented, so which can lead to increased levels of noradrenaline, tryptophan, adrenaline levels in the brain, leading to hypertension. Now 5-HT1B, 1D receptor agonists are sumatriptan, razatriptan, probatriptan, alithriptan, rizotriptan, naratriptan, and they are the stimulate 1B, 1D receptor, which is the GI type of the G-protein coupled receptor, inhibit the release of the neurotransmitter in the brain. So there will be inhibition of the CGRP, that is a calcitonin gene related peptide in the trigeminal neurons in the brain. It will also inhibit the inflammation of the various blood vessels, inflammation of trigeminal inflammation, neurogenic inflammation, as well as it will cause the vasoconstriction of the various blood vessels. So these lead to treatment of the acute attack of migraine. Its bioavailability is 15%. Offers have others have 40 to 70%, and half-life is 2 to 3 hours. Can be given by oral, parenteral, or nasal route. Therapeutic use, I've already told you, in the acute severe attack of migraine, we can give these drugs. And their side effects are flushing, heat at injection site, neck pain, dizziness, asthenia, tingling in the hands, and they can also cause vasoconstriction of the coronary arteries, leading to angina or myocardial infarction. Vasospasm of the coronary arteries is the side effect. So it is a prevented in the patients of myocardial infection. Its treatment is prevented in the patients of myocardial infarction and angina, that is in the coronary artery disease. Now 5-HT4 agonists, these are prokinetic drugs. These are cisapride, enzapride, mosapride, and these are having the central and peripheral 5-HT4 agonistic action. They increase the release of acetylcholine from the mesenteric plexus, leading to prokinetic action, and they increase the gastric emptying time. Esophageal clearance is also increased, and they increase the lower esophageal sphincter pressure, increase the gastric emptying time, shorten small bowel transit time. And these are locally orally absorbed, metabolized in liver. Half-life is 2 to 4 hours. Now these are used in the gastric esophageal reflux disease or in anti-nausea for cancer chemotherapy. This is in chemotherapy induced nausea and vomiting, like cisplatin induced nausea and vomiting, in radiotherapy induced nausea and vomiting, on post-operative nausea and vomiting. We can give this drug, which is prokinetic. It will increase the gastric emptying time. It will increase the gastroparesis. It will increase the gastric peristalsis, increase the lower esophageal sphincter tone, increase the gastric transit time, so it can be used. And side effects are diarrhea, abdominal cramps, cardiac toxicity, which is mostly seen by cisapride. It causes QT prolongation. So toxicity pointis is caused by the cisapride, which is now banned now. The cisapride is not used. Mosapride or enzapride are used. Drugs inhibiting serotonin uptake are anti-obesity drug. This is fenfluramine. It inhibits the uptake of serotonin, stimulates serotonin receptors, leading to appetite loss. This it leads to fenfluramine as the drug used in the treatment of obesity. It stimulates the serotonin receptors, and it will lead to appetite loss. This is the anti-obesity agent, and its adverse effects are pulmonary hypertension, valvular lesions, endocardial fibroplasia, retrolental fibroplasia. These are the side effects of fenfluramine. Other drugs which inhibit the serotonin uptake are antidepressants like selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which inhibit the inhibit the reuptake of serotonin from the nerve terminals, like paroxetine, fluoxetine, fluvoxamine, citalopram, escitalopram. These are the drugs. And they increase the levels in the neuronal endings, so antidepressant action is there. Therapeutic uses, they are used in the depression. Another antagonist, now antagonist we are discussing methylsagide, which is 2A2C receptor blocker, and it has the vasoconstrictor action, and it is also oxytoxic. Means it is increase the uterine contractions in the uterus, and this is vasoconstrictor. It is well absorbed in the with metabolism and liver. Migraine headache, it is used in the prophylaxis of the migraine because it is the vasoconstrictor. So it can be used in the prevention of migraine, but it is not regularly used for more than 6 months because it causes the various side effects like pulmonary fibrosis, retroperitoneal fibrosis, or abdominal fibrosis can be there. These side effects. So this is given as a pre-time period of 1 month after 6 months, and then again you can start the taking the drug after 6 months, 1 month free period, rest period, and then again the drug is continued. And it can cause pulmonary fibrosis, nausea, vomiting, peptic ulcer, dizziness, vertigo, psychic disturbances, tachycardia, postural hypotension, neutropenia, paresthesias. These are all the side effects of methylsagide. Next is cyproheptadine, which is antihistaminic drug, and it also blocks the 5-HT2A receptors, and it also blocks the muscarinic receptors. It stimulates the corticotropin releasing factor secretion from hypothalamus. It is having anticonvulsant and anti-tremor actions. It is well absorbed with metabolism in liver, and its therapeutic uses are that it can be used as the antihistaminic drug. So it can be used in pruritus relief, that is itching relief, in post-gestating dumping syndrome because it is used as the vasodilate, as the as the relaxant action it is having, and carcinoid syndrome, seasonal and perennial polynosis, that is allergic conditions, appetite stimulant, and Cushing disease. Side effects are drowsiness, anticholinergic side effects, headache, confusion, weight gain, headache, visual hallucinations, dizziness, ataxia. These are the various side effects of cyproheptadine. Pizotifan is again antihistaminic and serotonin blocker. It is used in the migraine prophylaxis. Its side effects are drowsiness, weight gain, anticholinergic problems. Ketanserin, it is the it blocks the 5-HT1C, sorry 2C, and 5-HT1C and 5-HT2A and 2C receptors. It also blocks the alpha adrenergic receptors, so it can be used in the antihypertension, and it can also be used in the vasoconstrictor action it is having. It antagonizes the vasoconstriction, platelet aggregation, and bronchoconstriction. So it can be used in Raynaud's disease, in which there is vasoconstriction of the peripheries like toes, fingers, and other limbs. In vasospastic conditions, these are used so because they cause vasodilatation, and these are having the adrenergic blocker action. So these can be used as the antihypertensive drug, ketanserin. Ondansetron is just the 5-HT3 receptor antagonist. It has no extracellular side effects because it's not the D2 blocking action is not there. So it has good first pass metabolism, metabolized by 5-HT1A, 2D6 and 3A enzymes. Half-life is 3 to 5 hours, duration 4 to 12 hours. Therapeutic uses is used in nausea and vomiting, in MSS and chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting, in radiotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting, in post-operative nausea and vomiting. After operative procedures, we can give. Side effect is headache, constipation, allergic reactions, and chest pain. Granisetron is more potent than ondansetron and is more effective in cancer chemotherapy. Half-life is 6 to 8 hours. Ergot alkaloids, these are the ergot alkaloids, these are obtained from Claviceps purpuri. Classification are they have been divided into natural and synthetic. Natural is ergometrin, ergonovin, ergotamine, ergotoxin, and synthetic is dihydroergotamine, dihydroergotoxin, bromocriptine, methasergide, pergolide. These are the various natural and synthetic ergot alkaloids. This is how the receptor on which the act various important ergot alkaloids which act on various receptors like bromoprotein, which is basically D2 receptor blocker. Ergonovin, which is basically uterus smooth muscle contraction, this is ergometrin, which is also known as ergometrin, which is the uterus smooth muscle contraction is there. Plus, it is also dopamine receptor agonist and alpha adrenergic receptor agonist. Ergotamine again, it is the uterus smooth muscle contraction oxytocic, it is having action. And it is also having serotonin receptor agonistic action, and it is antagonist at the alpha adrenergic receptor. LSD, it is the dopamine agonist drug. It is the dopamine agonist drug. Methasergide, it is the 5-HT receptor antagonist, 2A, 2C receptor antagonist, and it has the partial agonistic action as dopamine and alpha adrenergic receptors. Ergotamine, it is the partial agonist and antagonist at alpha receptors, block 5-HT1 and 5-HT2 receptors. Means it blocks the 5-HT1 and 5-HT2 receptors, and it is the antagonist at the alpha receptors. It causes vasoconstriction, visceral smooth muscle contraction, vasomotor center depression. So it causes the vasoconstriction, visceral smooth muscle contraction, vasomotor center depression. So block noradrenaline and serotonin actions on smooth muscles. BP effect is insignificant. It has CNS turbulent actions. It is potent oxytocic and vasoconstrictor, and it can be used for migraine attack. Dihydroergotamine, it is having less serotonergic and alpha-adrenergic blocking properties. It is weaker emetic. It is the emetic drug and oxytocic action is there. Dihydroergotoxin, it is potent alpha blocker and weak vasoconstrictor, has partial agonist and antagonist actions on serotonin. Bromocriptine, it is the potent D2 receptor agonist, and it also inhibits the prolactin release. So it is used in the uh, uh, action as anti-galactoria, anti-Parkinsonian, and emetic action. It is having, it has additional anti-serotonergic and anti-adrenergic action. Therapeutic use is pituitary tumor leading to gynecomastia, hyperprolactinemia. Means in hyperprolactinemia and increased prolactin levels we can use, and in gynecomastia we can use. Ergometrin or ergonovin, it has no action on alpha adrenergic receptor, partial agonistic action on serotonin on uterus, placenta, umbilical blood vessels, potent serotonin blocking actions. Main action is on the smooth muscles of the uterus leading to contractions. Now, therapeutic use for the migraine attack, we have dihydroergotoxin as the drug. For hyperprolactinemia, the drug of choice is bromocriptine. For postpartum hemorrhage, the drug of choice is ergometrin, and Alzheimer's disease is ergotoxin, dihydroergotoxin. Side effects are nausea, vomiting, weakness, paresthesia, coronary vasospasm. The pharmacotherapy of migraine. Migraine is the episodic headache which can be unilateral or bilateral. It can be throbbing in nature, which increases with the physical activity, and it is associated with nausea and vomiting. And it can be divided into two types, classical and common. With aura means it is the symptoms come before nausea, vomiting, headache, and other chills, rigors. The symptoms will come before the episode of the migraine, that is classical. Without aura is the person does not know about the surroundings, and it comes without aura, without knowledge of the surrounding conditions and without the symptoms appearance, that is common. Before symptoms appearance. Now, what does this, the pathophysiologist, any trigger which will lead to release of inflammatory neuropeptides, that is the calcitonin gene related peptide will be released from the trigeminal neuron, and it will lead to neurogenic inflammation of the brain, leading to vasodilation, which will lead to cranial vasoconstriction in the aura, and finally leading to cranial vasodilatation, which is the attack. And the drugs they can be NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which can be used to relieve the pain. They are aspirin, paracetamol, codeine, naproxen, ibuprofen, diclofenac, ketorolac, and 5-HT, that is serotonin partial agonist or antagonist drugs like ergotamine, dihydroergotamine can be used as a drug to treat the attack of migraine. And 1D, 1B agonist receptor, that is the GI type of the G-protein coupled receptor, sumatriptan, razatriptan, frobatriptan, elatriptan, these can be used. Dopamine antagonistic drugs like metoclopramide, chlorpromazine, which is the antipsychotic drug, chlorpyrazine, these can be used as the treatment of the attack of the migraine. For the prophylaxis, we have the serotonin affecting, that is the serotonin antagonistic drugs like 2C, 2A antagonist methotrexate, 5-HT2A, 2C antagonist amitriptyline or nortriptyline, or other drugs, other antidepressant drugs. Pizotifen 2A, 2C antagonist. Beta blocker can be given as the prophylaxis, propranolol and atenolol. Botulinum toxin, when other drugs fail, we can give botulinum toxin. Now, calcium channel blocker, the most commonly used is flunarizine, and others are nifedipine, verapamil, and NSAIDs, naproxen can be used in the prophylaxis. Other antidepressant and anti-epileptic drugs can be used like valproic acid, topiramate, lamotrigine, gabapentin. These anti-epileptic drugs can be used in the prophylaxis of the migraine. That's all. Hope you understood. That's all for serotonin and pharmacotherapy. Happy learning.